Hey guys, sorry about the clickbait title. This video isn't actually about Marble Mania 2 since I haven't actually made that game. Yet. No, instead, this video is about another game I created called Balloon, which is a game that's pretty similar to Marble Mania in a lot of ways, hence why I named this video what I did. However, there are quite a few key differences. One of the most major differences being the fact that Marble Mania was created in about 3-ish years, while this game was created in about 3-ish days. This game is called Balloon, and I created it in 3 days, as I mentioned, as a part of the Squarespace Game Jam, which, as you can see, here's the website for Squarespace. I'm not advertising them. I just think they're a pretty cool company, I guess, organization that hosts game jams. If you don't know what a game jam is, I don't know who you are or what's wrong with you, how you have not heard of a game jam before, but a game jam is basically an event where developers make game prototypes based on the theme and game mechanic given by Squarespace in 72 hours. So basically it's a competition to make a game in a limited amount of time given certain constraints. So in most game jams have a theme that all games have to adhere by. Squarespace does that. It also has the quirk of Squarespace has all of the games that you submit must have a high score feature, which is quite the interesting mechanic. And yeah, I made a game for it, along with some of my friends, including Golden Disguise, Blutheart, and Keegan Clark, who all worked on the game with me. Golden Disguise did the artwork for the game. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description. He does animations and cool stuff like that. Blutheart did the music for the game, and Keegan Clark helped with the music, remixed some of the tracks. Keegan Clark's Spotify and stuff will be in the description. I don't think Blueheart has any socials that she wants me to link, but if she does, I'll ask her. They'll be in the description as well. Anyways, so yeah, this is Squarespace. I made a game jam for Squarespace. The theme for this game jam, this specific game jam being Squarespace Jam number 21, because Squarespace does multiple game jams like this. The theme was bounce. As you can see, bounce arena, bubble bounce, golf puzzle bounce. They're all bounce themed, right? And so we had 66 other games to compete with in this game jam, and we came up with our own interpretation of the bounce theme, which was created in this document right here. This was our Google document, which we used to write down ideas. We ended up just going with the first idea that we came up with. Or at least, I think this was my idea. It was one of the first ideas we came up with, which was don't stop bouncing. Balloon. Balloon, the name Balloon comes from, obviously, balloon, but also ball. Because the main character is like a ball, kind of balloon thing. It ended up looking more like a ball, which I'll show later. I will show gameplay of the game, which, by the way, the game's linked in the description if you want to play. And later I will be playing it in this video. But first, I'm going to be explaining kind of the story behind it, right? So, Balloon, it's amalgamation between ball and balloon. As you can see, the idea was that you would bounce on specific platforms. If you touch dumb, stupid platforms, you die and restart the level. The game was meant to be speedrunnable, hence how we could add a high score feature, because with speedrunning, we can have top scores for the fastest times. And the idea for it being a balloon was that, I don't know why it's not written here, I thought it was. The balloon idea was that, like, when you touch things, like the bad platforms, you would or not the bad platforms, and when you touch the enemies, they would launch you in a direction, and that would kind of look like a balloon, like popping and like spewing all of its air and like flying out in the distance, kind of like a balloon. That didn't end up really getting implemented, but anyways, I digress. Yeah, so we ended up making this game, committing to this idea. We only had 3 days to do it, and 2 of those days, I actually had commitments. I had 2 different birthday parties that weekend that I participated in, which took away probably a total of 1 of the days. So really, I only had time to work on the game for probably 48 hours, like not the full 72. And despite all of that, somehow our game ended up getting 3rd place out of 67 entries, which I don't know how. It's a good game. It's a good game, and I'll show you the game. But it's really difficult. which I'm surprised because something like difficulty tends to weigh heavily on people's ratings of a game. If a game's too hard, I've had this prior experience with other game jams I've participated in. If a game's too hard, people might just rate it low because people only give games a chance like for a few minutes because there are so many games to go through. Developers don't necessarily spend hours on each game, right? So they're only going to play it for a few minutes. If your game is really hard and they can't even get past level 1, then they might rate it low just because of that. So somehow we got third. I don't know how. But, I'm very happy with how the game turned out. Like I said, my friends helped with it. It was a really cool experience. And now I'm going to get to share the game with all of you. So here's the game. I will show you some gameplay of it, and I might go into the Unity project as well. Here it is. Here's the main menu screen. Quite simple. You can see the balloon guy bouncing around. You can also hear, if I turn up the music, you can hear the music. Nice and jazzy. That's Blueheart's music that she added to the game. Also sound effects that I found using some, generator. Anyways, regardless, as you can see, there's a leaderboard right up there, and you can see the top times for all the levels. There are multiple levels in this game. And I can now show you what the game is all about. So I'll turn down the music actually because it's a little loud. Or well, I don't know if it's loud for you. I just want to make sure it's not too loud in the recording. It's a little loud for me. So you can move around with A and D. The original document had it to where you could move in all 4 directions. However, pressing up doesn't do anything. W and up arrow don't do anything. They're originally going to make you like hover slightly, but they don't really. It's basically just, well, they don't at all. Left and right, and then also down or S or down arrow both work. Brings you like you fall faster basically. You're not supposed to touch the schluck, the goopy red stuff. You can dash, which is by far the best decision was adding the dash in this game. You can dash in all directions just by holding, combination of like W and D or whatever, or A or D or whatever. You dash in the relative direction. You can drop faster like this. And we're supposed to dash there. So you can see right off the bat, we start this level 1, which is kind of a tutorial level with a bit of trolling, which we did on purpose because the game is difficult. And we wanted to let people know of that right away. Also, it was funny. However, we may have gone a little bit overboard with how difficult the game is. Dash is super bad to launch forward. And I've completed the level here in 27 seconds, which might seem like a good time until you go and look at the leaderboard and realize the top score is 10.5 seconds. How do they do that, you may ask? Well, there are actually quite a few speedrun strategies in this game. As said in the document, the game was designed to be speedrunnable. And some levels emphasize that more than others. Like level 2 is somewhat difficult. The beginning of it is pretty difficult if you don't know how to speedrun it. Like you have to time that jump, can't hit that platform on the side. These jumps are somewhat hard to time. It's just like it seems rather difficult and unnecessarily so. It's like, why is there a red schluck wall right there? That makes it unnecessarily difficult. How do I hit that, directly through perfectly? Well, that's because this part of level 2 was actually meant to be played like this. Boom. That's how you're supposed to play it. I can't believe I actually got that first try. Anyways, so you can see that the game was designed around how I could play it, which made it really difficult because, of course, as the creator of the game, I'm pretty decent at the game. As you can tell by the fact that for most of the leaderboards, I have the top score. However, despite that, there are a lot of strategies which I didn't even know about when I released the game that can hugely affect times. Most of these strategies were discovered by my friends because I held a little competition between all my friends for people to get the best any percent run in the game possible. Shane ended up getting the top score apart from me. However, he gave away the prize to third place, or, well, second place out of my friends, being Celestial, who ended up winning with a 10-minute time. But Shane, as you could see in almost all of the levels, well, level 1, he's actually got a higher score than me, has done amazing here. And he, along with some of my other friends, discovered some of the more advanced strats of the game. Actually, I don't think it was mainly Shane. I think it was mainly some of my other friends who discovered these strategies. He just was able to use them extremely effectively. So, the first strategy is one that I knew about, which is dashing diagonal down right into a platform launches you quite fast. So if you use that strategy, then you can get to the end wall here at about 3 seconds. And then you can do this part using that diagonal down left strategy. And you can get a pretty good time. This is about 12.82. Pretty fast. Almost a world record. But there's still a good 2 seconds that I can shave off using other strategies, including that one, which you may not even notice what I did differently there. But if you dash horizontally as you hit the ground, then you go absolutely flying. It's only marginally faster, but it makes a big difference. If I could do a successful run here, you can see that I will get a faster time. Oh, I messed that up, so I'll probably be a slower time. Actually, might not be. Okay, it's actually slower. Oh! Well, you can actually see one of the bugs in the game. 12.100. That should be 13. It's not. Anyways. However, that's not where the speedrunning strategies end. You see, the most advanced speedrunning strategy, which pretty much only works for level 1, is the corner dash bounce thing. I forget what it's called. This one's called the super bounce, by the way, or super dash. I don't remember all the names. This is a corner super bounce, or something like that. You dash horizontally left. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah. You dash horizontally left into the wall right as you're hitting the corner, and you go absolutely flying. If I can... Well, I did it once. I want to get a run with it, though. There we go. Then I hold S. Then I do the diag... Oh, I messed that up. Okay, but anyways, using that strategy, you can get runs where you're sub 11 on level 1, which is how Shane got a 10.55 and I got a 10.86. I don't know how he got his 10.55, to be honest. 10.86 was very hard for me to get. Somehow Shane got 10.55. Not really sure how. Anyways, there are lots of strategies like this that you can use in all areas of the game, which I'm really happy about. And of course, you can also see that the game has an any percent and 100%. That's because the game has collectibles, which if I go back to level 1, I can show you one of the collectibles. At the end here, if I just do that, you could see that little rock. I can kind of cling to the wall if I hold the direction. That little rock guy, the geck on the rock, is actually a collectible. Which, if I get to the end of the level here with that collectible, then, well, I've collected the... It doesn't matter if I get to the end of the level. I can restart and it'll still be collected. If I complete the game and collect all the collectibles, there are 6 collectibles total, then I can complete a 100% run, which only 2 people... Wait, 2 or 3 people? 2 people I've ever done. Me and Roblox Senior 69, who completed the game only once in 2 hours and 27 minutes. Which is, you know, props for him for being... Honestly, I kind of wish I hadn't done my 4 minute and 35 second 100% run, because it would have been so funny for the 100% run, the only 100% run, to be the 2 hour and 27 minute run. But anyways, I'm pretty happy with how the game turned out. I can show you a bit of the the Unity project, and talk about some of the interesting things going on there. One of the things going on in the Unity project, which we can actually see in game, is the fact, well, the Unity project I've actually edited since uploading this version of the game, because when this video comes out, I'm going to be releasing an update to Balloon. So again, if you guys want to play, link in the description. And this update includes a change to one of the levels, which all of my players said was way too frustratingly hard. And also, small change, leaderboards now have a scroll bar, because you can't see the bottom of the leaderboard just by clicking and dragging. That level that everyone just agrees is really difficult is level 4. I will show you the current version of level 4 because by the time you guys will be able to play the game, by the time this video's out, it will be changed. This beginning part won't be changed, although it is very difficult, arguably too difficult. People are shooting at you from above, and in order to get up, you have to do this weird, like, not really a wall dash, like a vertical dash. You can't do it while on the wall. You saw I was like doing it while I was off the wall, because if you do it while you're on the wall, it does it diagonally up left. That's on purpose, because otherwise you could just spam dash up a wall and like infinitely climb any wall. However, you can see you could still do that. It just requires a little bit more skill. Anyways, so you can see we've got one of these one of these schluckling guys, which is just two schluckling guys stacked on top of each other. Amazing art, by the way, by Golden Disguise. Shout out to him. And you can see this part of the level is difficult, but it's not too bad. It's this ending part that actually got most people complaining. Right underneath here, this part. So you dash into it, it sends you straight up, and then you have to dash into another one like that. Except what you're supposed to do is dash diagonally down left. But you can't do it too early, because after dashing into a green platform, you can't dash for about 0.5 seconds. So if you do the dash too early, the game just eats your dash. It acts like you didn't dash, even though you know you did, which is extremely frustrating for players. And on top of that, the diagonal down left is not intuitive. You think you want to dash sideways, but then you just die instantly. And then on top of that, you've got that really frustrating part. You've got the beginning part, and then at the end, after that really frustrating and frankly bullshit part, there's yet another skill-based thing, which I am not removing. It will still be in the version of the game that you guys can play. Well, you can see I still can't even get to it. Actually, you know what? I'll show it in the Unity project. Here's the Unity project. If we go to level 4, you can see how I've edited it. Instead of doing the diagonal down left, you go up, and then you have to dash right into this one. And then this part is in both versions of the game. You have to dash upwards, and then let yourself hit the enemy, because the enemies don't actually kill you. The enemies just bounce you in the direction that you hit them from. So, you can actually use them for speedrun strats, which we did on purpose. We made it so that enemies don't instantly kill you, so that you can use them to go faster. So, for instance, I think level 3 is the one. Level 3 has a ton of enemies in this middle portion, which you can potentially use for speedrun strats. I've never been able to get a successful run using them. However, you can definitely do it. Why is the game so laggy? There we go. Wow, it is very laggy. Okay, there we go. So you can see if I dash, if I hit this guy, he launches me directly sideways, which you can use to get more momentum. The end of this level also has a pretty interesting part. If I can get to it. Gotta dodge these guys. Gotta get past these guys. And you can see this part has this schluckling chilling here, which they're called schlucklings, by the way, because this stuff is called schluck, so they're schlucklings. If you hit this guy just right, you can actually use 2 of them to get to the end of the level. I failed there, but you can see how you can use that to get to the end of the level quicker. And so, anyways, yeah. So, apart from that, well, you can see we've added quite a few things to this game. There are portals in this game as well. Level 2 had portals. Level 5 is a whole different beast that I won't show you in this video. I want you to experience it for yourself. But let's just say it's not as frustrating as level 4, but it's way longer. And we just put a lot of effort into it, and it's more intense. The music especially is more intense. Thanks to Keegan Clark for remixing that song for it. Anyways, so yeah, if you want to play this game for yourself, links will be in the description. Again, thanks to Golden Disguise for all the art. Amazing art for this game. It works so well in the context of the game. I think it looks really good. And the music, of course, by Blueheart and remixed by my brother, Keegan Clark. And, yeah. So, that's pretty much it. I will see you in future videos. Probably not as many about Unity games. But maybe in the future, I'll do more videos about Unity games if you guys like this one. Hit the like button if you do. Hit subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of content, or gaming content, or I'll go do content, or whatever other content I create in the future, which is just whatever I feel like it. So if that sounds like stuff you would like to sign up for, then hit subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!